She's just being lazy, let her sleep. My brother told our parents as I lay unconscious. But when the brain scan revealed traces of the substance he'd been secretly giving me, his perfect son act started to crumble. My parents couldn't ignore the truth anymore. Their golden child had been slowly poisoning me for months. I should have known something was wrong when the headache started, but Alex, my beloved older brother, always had an explanation ready. "You're distressed about college applications, Emma," he'd say, sliding me what I thought was my prescribed migraine medicine. "Take this and rest." I was 17 and Alex was 22, the golden child of our family, pretty med student, top of his class and her parents' pride and joy. Nobody questioned why he took such special interest in managing his little sister's medication. After all, he was studying to be a doctor. The day everything changed started like any other. I woke up feeling groggy, which had become normal over the past few months. My limbs felt heavy, and focusing on anything took tremendous effort. Mom attributed it to teenage laziness, while Dad suggested I needed more exercise. "I don't feel right," I mumbled during breakfast, my words slurring slightly. Alex quickly jumped in. "She's been pulling all-nighters for her AP classes," he explained smoothly, placing another glass of water beside me. "Here. Drink this." I added some electrolytes. I remember taking a few sips before everything went dark. The next thing I heard was Alex's voice, seemingly far away. "She's just exhausted. Let her sleep it off, but she's been sleeping for 2 days." Mom's worried voice broke through my haze. "Maybe we should call an ambulance." "Mom, trust me, I'm almost a doctor. Her vitals are fine. I've been monitoring them. She's just overwhelmed with school." I tried to open my eyes to tell them something was terribly wrong, but my body wouldn't respond. I was trapped in a darkness that felt thick and heavy like being underwater. It was Mrs. Peterson, our next-door neighbor and a retired nurse, who finally broke through Alex's wall of excuses. She had come to drop off some mail and found me unresponsive. "This isn't normal sleep." I heard her shouting, "Call 911, now or I will." The emergency room was a blur of lights and voices. Words floated around me: severely unresponsive, possible toxic exposure, immediate CT scan needed. "How long has she been like this?" A sharp female voice cut through my fog. "Just a couple of days," Alex answered smoothly. "She's been under a lot of pressure. 3 days. Mrs. Peterson interrupted. "I've been watching through my window. She hasn't moved in 3 days." Dr. Sarah Martinez, the neurologist on call, ordered an immediate battery of tests. Through my semi-conscious state, I could feel Alex's carefully constructed narrative beginning to crack. "We need a complete tox screen," Dr. Martinez ordered, "and get me her medication list." "I've been managing her medications." Alex stepped in as a medical student. "You're not licensed." Dr. Martinez cut him off. "And as her brother, you have no authority to prescribe or manage any medications." "Mr. and Mrs. Turner, has anyone been monitoring what your son has been giving your daughter?" The silence that followed was deafening. "He's studying medicine." Mom's voice wavered. "We trusted. Get me that brain scan now. Dr. Martin has barked at the staff and security. Please make sure that brother doesn't leave the hospital." Hours later, through the thick fog that still clouded my mind, I heard Dr. Martinez explaining the results to my parents. "The scan shows evidence of long-term sedative exposure," she said gravely. "Someone has been systematically drugging your daughter. The buildup in her system suggests this has been going on for months." "That's ridiculous," Alex protested. "I've only been giving her prescribed medications, really." Dr. Martinez's voice was ice. "Then you won't mind explaining why we found traces of multiple unprescribed sedatives in her system, medications that, coincidentally, medical students might have access to." The monitors caught a spike in my heart rate as memories started flooding back, the strange taste in my water, the increasing episodes of confusion. Alex always being there with another pill, another drink, another explanation. I was helping her. Alex's voice cracked. She was going to ruin everything. Ruin what? Dad's voice trembled with barely contained rage. "The inheritance Grandpa's trust fund goes to the first grandchild who gets into medical school. She's smarter than me. Her practice and CAT scores were higher." I couldn't let her. The sound of my mother's gasp mixed with my father's choked sob. Their perfect son, their future doctor, had been slowly poisoning me to eliminate his competition. "Security, Dr. Martin is called out and someone get the police up here. We have attempted murder via poisoning." As consciousness slowly returned over the next few hours, I became aware of my parents. Broken whispers of police officers taking statements, of Dr. Martinez methodically documenting every substance found in my system. But one sound stood out: Alex's protest as he was led away in handcuffs, still insisting he had done it for the family's good. The brain scan images on Dr. Martinez's screen told a different story. Dark areas showed where the drugs had affected my neural pathways, proof of my brother's systematic betrayal, but they also showed something else, something that would turn this family tragedy into an even darker revelation. The first week of my recovery was like emerging from a deep dark well. Each day brought more clarity, and with it, more horrifying realizations. Dr. Martinez worked tirelessly to flush the cocktail of drugs from my system, but the psychological damage was harder to treat. The substances we found, she explained during one of her rounds, aren't typically available to medical students. Even with hospital access, these would be strictly controlled. Her eyes narrowed. Someone with more authority had to be helping him. My parents sat by my bedside, shells of their former selves. Mom couldn't stop crying, while Dad seemed to have aged 10 years. Overnight, the police had searched Alex's apartment and found a detailed journal documenting every drug he'd given me, every calculated dose designed to slowly deteriorate my cognitive functions. He wanted to make it look like a mental breakdown. Detective Lisa Morgan explained, her face grim as she showed us the evidence. The goal was to discredit you before you could even apply to medical school. But something didn't add up during my more lucid moments. I remembered conversations that seemed odd now, phone calls Alex would take in hushed tones, mentions of someone named Uncle Marcus, who I'd never met. The breakthrough came during a routine visit from Dr. Harrison, the hospital's chief of medicine. He was checking my charts when I noticed his hand trembling slightly at the sight of my last name, Turner. He muttered, not realizing I was awake, "It can't be." Detective Morgan, who happened to be present, caught it too.